Hello and welcome back to our Literate channel's UGC NET Literature Terms and Concepts series. Today, we are embarking on a journey through one of the most powerful and transformative concepts in critical theory. A concept that has consistently appeared in UGC NET literature exams and continues to shape our understanding of aesthetic experience. Prepare to explore the sublime, that overwhelming quality of greatness that transcends all possibility of calculation or imitation, leaving us in awe, wonder, and even terror. From Longinus's groundbreaking on the sublime to Kant's philosophical masterwork, this concept has profoundly influenced aesthetic theory and belongs to our crucial critical theory and thinkers cluster. In this comprehensive 5-minute deep dive, you will master the precise definition and historical evolution of the term the sublime. You'll also be looking at the Longinus's 5 revolutionary sources of sublimity. Burke's psychological approach linking terror to aesthetic experience. Kant's distinction between mathematical and dynamical sublime. We'll also be looking at how romantic poets like Wordsworth and Shelley embodied the sublime. Contemporary interpretations by thinkers like Lyotard will also be covered in this 5-minute comprehensive video. At the end, you'll also be seeing a targeted quiz to solidify your understanding. We'll also be looking at images of essential insights for your UGC NET critical theory preparation. This isn't just another literary term. It's a fundamental aesthetic category that distinguishes overwhelming power from mere beauty, and understanding it could be the key to unlocking several UGC NET questions. Don't miss out on this essential content. Subscribe to Literate channel for more critical theory breakdowns that matter for your exam success, and watch the complete video to gain the comprehensive understanding you need. Ring that notification bell to stay updated with our latest UGC NET literature concepts and terms. Let's transcend the ordinary and explore the extraordinary realm of the sublime together. Let's examine the sublime. The term derives from the Latin sublimis, meaning elevated or lofty. While the concept of the sublime spans multiple periods, it gained particular prominence during 3 key eras: classical antiquity through Longinus, the 18th century Enlightenment period, and the Romantic era of the late 18th and early 19th centuries. The earliest systematic treatment of the sublime appears in Perihyposios on the sublime, attributed to Longinus, written around the 1st century. This Greek treatise was rediscovered during the Renaissance and gained immense influence after Nicolas Boileau's French translation in 1674. The concept was further developed by Edmund Burke in A Philosophical Enquiry into the Origin of Our Ideas of the Sublime and Beautiful, published in the year 1757. And reached philosophical culmination in Immanuel Kant's Critique of Judgment, where he distinguished between the mathematical and dynamical sublime. Simply put, the sublime refers to a quality of greatness, whether physical, moral, intellectual, metaphysical, or artistic, that is beyond all possibility of calculation, measurement, or imitation, producing a sense of awe, wonder, or even terror in the observer. Key features of the sublime include overwhelming intensity that transcends rational understanding, experience of awe, astonishment, or terror in the face of greatness, paradoxical pleasure derived from confronting the formidable, opposition to merely beautiful or harmonious qualities, connection to infinity, vastness, or overwhelming power, transport beyond ordinary experience into elevated states, and tension between human limitation and transcendent experience. For UGC NET, remember that the sublime represents an aesthetic category distinct from beauty, focusing on overwhelming power and magnitude rather than harmony and proportion. Let's explore how the concept of sublime has been employed in critical theory and literature. Longinus on the sublime established five sources of the sublime: powerful thought, strong emotion, effective use of figures, noble diction, and dignified composition. He famously cites Genesis as an example of sublime brevity and the manifestation of divine power through language. For Longinus, sublimity consists in a certain excellence and distinction in expression that transports the audience not to persuasion but to ecstasy. He emphasized that sublime writing must emerge from elevated thought and intense emotion, stating that sublimity is the echo of a great soul. Edmund Burke reframed the sublime as a psychological experience triggered by terror and obscurity. He wrote, "Whatever is fitted to excite the ideas of pain and danger, whatever is in any sort terrible, is a source of the sublime." Burke distinguished the sublime from beauty, associating it with vastness, infinity, and power. Immanuel Kant's formulation identified two types of sublime: the mathematical sublime and the dynamical sublime. For Kant, the sublime produces a negative pleasure or respect, as reason comprehends what imagination cannot. In romantic literature, William Wordsworth's The Prelude epitomizes the sublime through descriptions of alpine landscapes that evoke terror and awe, revealing what he called the unfathomable depth of things. Percy Shelley's Mont Blanc represents the sublime as the revelation of the secret strength of things, while Mary Shelley's Frankenstein explores the catastrophic consequences of the scientific sublime. Contemporary theorist John Francois Lyotard reinterpreted the sublime for postmodernism as presenting the unpresentable, arguing that avant-garde art strives for the sublime by gesturing toward what cannot be represented. Now let's test your understanding with a quick quiz. According to Longinus on the sublime, which statement is more accurate? Option A: the sublime is primarily achieved through careful adherence to established rules of rhetoric and composition. And option B: the sublime emerges from powerful thought and strong emotion, transporting audiences beyond persuasion to ecstasy. Take a moment to think about it. You may pause the video if you want, and the answer is B. Longinus argues that while technical mastery is important, true sublimity requires great thoughts and strong emotion that transcend mere rhetorical skill. He maintains that the sublime flashes forth at the right moment, scattering everything before it like a thunderbolt. Option A contradicts Longinus' position, as he explicitly states that sublimity is not subject to rules and often emerges from apparent transgressions of conventional form. Remember, the sublime refers to a quality of greatness beyond all possibility of calculation or limitation, as explored in Longinus on the sublime. For UGC NET exam, be prepared to identify these concepts' development across different critical traditions. Questions shown in the video may or may not have been directly questioned in the UGC NET examination. I suggest and request that audience cross-verify the number of instances each term or concept appears. If there is an error, please check the description box for corrections. In our next video, we will explore another important concept from our cluster. Thanks for watching Literate channel. Please feel free to comment below on any queries you may have about the terms in the video. See you in the next video. Happy learning.